And I looked around. I said, are we done? Yeah, we're done. The surgery's over. Everything went great. And you're sort of out of it. And again, in my experience, personally, I've been out of it, and to an extent that I didn't quite believe that amount of time had passed. And if you ask most people that have been through this, they'll say the same thing. They were anesthetized and woke up, and oh my God, I can't believe that it's done. It's been 3 hours. It's been 6 hours. And I had surgery and everything, and it was all totally completed, and it felt like 2 seconds. Also, if you ask people who are in a coma, if you're able to get a chance to, if they're able to communicate and stuff like that, similarly, they will report the same sort of sensation as, yeah, I just woke up a week later. Wow. Yeah, it felt like, I don't even know what happened. I blacked out and woke up. And it's not just sleep. In very traumatic situations, car accidents, and even sometimes in sort of severe panic situations, where your brain shuts down. Same sort of thing. You can end up in the hospital or wake up 6 hours later and it felt like 2 seconds. So you're in deep, deep, deep unconsciousness, and that deep, deep, deep unconsciousness, time and time again, the sensation to you of time condensing down exponentially almost to nothing, even though the world keeps turning at its usual rate. People keep doing things, experiencing time as they experience time. And you, having gone through these periods of unconsciousness, again, time is completely different. Now, the opposite of that, and this is also true, and again, almost 100% of the time, people report this sort of thing. When you're hyper conscious and you've gone through something extremely traumatic and you remain conscious and it's horrible, a fight, an accident, severe pain, injuries, things like that, and you remain conscious, almost always the reported sensation is that you feel like time is dragging on and is slower than it's ever been in your entire life. So maybe it's only been 10 seconds in that car accident, but to you it feels like an hour, and it's this sensation of, when will it end? This is the worst thing. I'm hyper conscious, I'm going through incredible trauma, and it feels like this is taking forever, and when will it end? So those are a little bit of the extremes on each side. One is where your perception of time is almost goes down to zero, and the other where you feel like, again, what's the most famous phrase of traumatic experience? my life flashed before my eyes, right? So someone's reliving their entire life. And then when I was 5, I remember going to the lake house, and it was only 5 seconds. Okay, so again, if you don't understand how this is getting to reincarnation yet, then I don't know if I can help you. But this should start to ring a bell in your head as far as, how is it possible that I can die physically, my body, I can die, and then in any way, shape, or form come back into being? And this is the proof of that. Now, I cannot say that I have any memory of experiencing anything like that. And anybody that says that, I would be a little skeptical, because again, the only one thing, this is, I guess, the exception to it is, and some may have said this a time or two, is deja vu. And if you're in a cycle of birth and death and rebirth, maybe the only memory you have of that cycle, and this is of personal memory, is those times when you experience deja vu, the sensation you were doing something you have done before. And I think that's interesting, and I don't want to necessarily discount that, but it's not so much that I'm telling you that you're gonna someday come to experience your past life. The Hindu religion has a very famous concept, which is that of nirvana. Maybe you've heard of it. And that is that you go through this cycle of birth and death over and over and over and over again. And your goal on earth is to break that cycle of birth and death, because that cycle of birth and death is not good. And once you do break that cycle, you obtain nirvana. And the spirit animal for nirvana is the cow, the holy cow. And I think one of the big reasons why the cow is worshipped in India as that pinnacle of nirvana